In this video, I am going to tell you the formation of blood-brain barrier and the neurotransmitter cycling by the neuroglia. Hey everyone, welcome back to HM Learnings. I am Harshita, the creator of HM Learnings, where students come to clear their concept and to get the study material. Make sure that you have subscribed my channel. You can also follow HM Learnings on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter. And now we are going to continue about the two main functions of the neuroglia, that is the blood-brain barrier formation and the neurotransmitter reuptake and synthesis. In the previous video, we have talked about the nutritive function of the astrocytes as well as the handling of potassium by the astrocytes, again the two very important functions of the neuroglia. So in this video we are going to talk about the rest functions like the blood-brain formation. So blood-brain barrier is actually having a protective function. It as the name says, it actually forms a barrier between the blood and the brain so that all the things which are present, all the constituents which are present in the blood cannot pass into the brain, and similarly all the neurotransmitters and the proteins which are present in the blood ECF, they can't penetrate and enter inside the blood. So in the blood we know many nutritive concentrations like the glucose concentration, the protein concentration, many proteins which act as a neurotransmitter, they are present in the blood. So we want them to not interfere with the functioning of the brain. As a result, we need a barrier which should be present between a blood and a brain, and that is what is a blood-brain barrier. So this is a very beautiful diagram in the Boron, and this diagram is actually showing that in the case of systemic capillaries, what is happening, that which is not present at the brain level, what is present, that we can see that between these are the endothelial cells, and between two endothelial cells we could have a gap. And across this gap, which is called as a fenestra, through this many constituents which are having a larger size, they can pass and they can enter into the ICF or the interstitial fluid. But in the case of the blood-brain barrier, you can see that these are the endothelial cells, and you can see there is no gap between the two endothelial cells. So here the first thing which helps in the formation of a blood-brain barrier is a tight junction between the endothelial cells. And the second role, because we are studying about the neuroglia, the second important function which is important in reinforcing the blood-brain barrier is the role of the astrocyte. So the ant foots of the astrocytes, they further reinforce these tight junctions, and hence they actually make the barrier. So in the blood-brain barrier, two things are important. The first thing is a tight junction between the endothelial cell. There is no fenestra, there is no pores in the capillaries, and apart from this there are end feed processes of the astrocytes which reinforce this tight junctions. And you can actually see that this is a diagram which is again showing that how the blood-brain barrier works. So this is the brain, this is the capillary lumen, brain capillary lumen. These are the endothelial cells which are having a tight junctions. And here is the endothelial cells resting on the basement membrane, and after that you can see these are the end foots of the astrocytes, and after that we have the the brain extracellular fluid. So you can see that these three structures are present between the blood and the brain, and you can see that for the like we want the glucose to be get transported, so that is why we have a transporter which is transporting the glucose. We need sodium is also being transported, otherwise other ions also we have a transporter. Oxygen and carbon dioxide, they are gases, they are lipid soluble. Similarly, water can be transported by the help of the channels. So for anything to be get passed, depending upon it is lipid soluble or it is water soluble, if it is water soluble we will need a channel. If it is a lipid soluble, it can pass through the plasma membrane. So for the other type of the chemicals, other type of the drugs, certain amount of the carrier should be present on the specific carrier should be present on the plasma membrane, and if that carriers are absent, that will not cross the blood-brain barrier, and that is how the astrocytes help in maintaining the integrity of the blood-brain barrier by reinforcing the tight junctions between the endothelial cells. Okay, so the second function is the neurotransmitter reuptake and synthesis. So we know that the most common type of the neurotransmitter, the excitatory neurotransmitter in the brain, is the glutamate. So glutamate is actually needs to be reuptake. Every neurotransmitter which is released in the synapse, they need to be reuptake, because we want the action to be get terminated. Otherwise the transmitter will bind to the postsynaptic neuron receptors and the action will continue, but we want to terminate the action, and that is why the reuptake mechanism is very, very important, and that is again done you can say supported by the astrocytes. And here you can see that like glutamate is released in the synaptic cleft, and from the synaptic cleft by the help of a certain type of the channels, the glutamate enters inside the astrocytes. And now inside the astrocytes, what is happening, it not only helps in the reuptake but also helps the neuron to make the new type again the new glutamate. So glutamate is found by the neuron by two ways. One way is that it can synthesize the glutamate from the glucose, and another way is that it can synthesize the glutamate from glutamine. And primarily or most of the times, the second step, which is the second option, which is the synthesis of the glutamate from the glutamine, is most commonly used. So here also the glutamate is going to be, by the help of a glutamine synthetase, it is get converted into the glutamine, and now this glutamine with the help of the channels will be get transported and enter inside the presynaptic terminal. Now as I said, it helps, the astrocyte is helping in the resynthesis or synthesis of the neurotransmitter, that is the glutamate, by the help of an enzyme, by first making the glutamine, which is getting transported inside the presynaptic terminal, and then by the help of an enzyme called as the glutaminase, it gets converted into the glutamate, and again this cycle is going to be continued. Okay, so apart from this, after this it also helps in the synthesis of the another inhibitory neurotransmitter in the brain, that is the GABA, and that is the glutamate get be converted by the help of the glutamate acid decarboxylase into the GABA. That step is not shown here, but by that we can say that astrocytes not only help in the synthesis of the glutamate but as well as the GABA, because GABA will be formed only after the formation of the glutamate. So these are the two very important functions of the neuroglia, or you can say astrocytes. So with this we are at the end of this video. If you like this video, please like, share and comment. Subscribe to our channel, and till then keep learning.